Hello everyone. Today we are going to tell a story. Faerie Queene, Book 1. Faerie Queene was written by Edmund Spenser. Edmund Spenser was born in 1552. The Faerie Queene publishing the first 3 of the project 12 books in 1590s. Spenser was an English subject during the reign of Queen Elizabeth I, to whose court he aspired. He offered Elizabeth the Faerie Queene in an attempt to gain her favor. In the meantime, Spenser completed the 4th through 6th books of the Faerie Queene and published them, along with revised versions of the first 3 books in 1596. Spenser is the best known for his immense epic poem, The Faerie Queene, dedicated to Queen Elizabeth, herself represented by the title character. The work was envisioned by Spenser with encompassing 12 books, each one detailing a quest by some knight of King Arthur's court on behalf of Glorina, the Faerie Queene. Spenser was only able to finish the first 6 books and begin a draft of the 7th before his death in 1599. Now, I'm going to introduce some characters in the story. First, Reclusus, the Knight of Hollands, who alone will take the quest to free Una's parents from the dragon. Second, Una. Una is the truth, both the absolute spiritual truth and what Spenser considered to be the truth, faith of the Protestant Christian Church. Her courage and help keeps Reclusus Knight from doom and helps to build him into a mighty warrior capable of defeating the dragon that has imprisoned her parents. Third, Archimago, the sorcerer and deceiver. Archimago seeks to overcome Una through false appearance and lies. He causes Reclusus to doubt Una's fidelity, disguises himself as Reclusus in an attempt to take Una, and even attempts to stop Reclusus' betrothal to Una by insisting that Duisa has a prayer claim on him. Fourth, Duisa. Duisa is duplicity, the opposite of Una, truth. Duisa appears later in the epic. She is put on trial and exhausted in Book 5. Fifth, Orgoglio, a bestial giant whose name means pride in Italian. Orgoglio defeats Reclusus Knight when Duisa weakens the champion. The last one is Prince Arthur, the ultimate hero of the epic. Prince Arthur is a younger version of King Arthur. He is the idol consort for Glorina, the Faerie Queene. Now, let's start the story. A knight identified only by the Reclusus on his shield, accompanies an unnamed lady. Across a plain, a storm arises, forcing them to take shelter in a beautiful forest. Unfortunately, the forest turns out to be a withering wood, where the monster of makes her den. Una realizes this and warns Reckless not to venture forth. But the knight proceeds anyway and finds himself locked in battle with Arrow. Arrow gains an advantage by sparing forth via misinformation and Reckless, but Una encouraged him to stand firm in his faith. Doing so, Reckless is able to gain the upper hand and struggle Arrow. He leaves Arrow's body to her four offspring, who gorge themselves on the body until they burst. Reckless and Una depart the forest and encounter a helmet, who is actually the succor Archimago in disguise. Archimago offers them shelter, but while asleep, he plots against them with his dark arts. The sorcerer summons spirits to do this bidding. One he sends to Morpheus, god of sleep, to procure a lying dream of Una's unfaithfulness to Reckless. Another he transformed into a duplicate Una to seduce Reckless. Reckless resists, however, driving the spirit away.
Despite his success against the false seducer, Reckless loses his faith in her. When the lying dream shows Una sporting with another knight. When Reckless went through the forest, he encountered the two knights, Sansfoy and Sansfoy's lady, Dedusa. Dedusa introduces herself to Reckless as Fidesa and obtains Reckless' promise to accompany and defend her. Dedusa leads Reckless to a bower, where a wooden tree tells Reckless that it was once a man, but was transformed into this sickly, immobile state by Dedusa. Unfortunately, Reckless does not connect the Dedusa of the tree story to the Fidesa he is protecting, because Reckless was totally seduced by the beauty of Fidesa. When the scene shifts back to Una, she was afraid of walking alone in the forest. A great lion trudges her and intends to devour her, but upon reaching her, it is overcome by her virtue and instead kisses her. The lion becomes her protector. On the road in a forest, Una and Lion come upon a Besa, who invites them to her home and stays with herself and her mother. As the lion approaches the house, the mother and daughter were in fear, but Una is given lodging. That night, Kerkrapi comes to visit his beloved Abesa, bring his iron garden guests to her. However, the lion discovers Kerkrapi's presence and kills him. The next morning, Una departs Abesa's home. Reckless approaches her. Although he is really Archimago in disguise, Una believes the deception until Cecily revealed Archimago's deception. The lion attempts to defend Una, but Cecily kills it and charges her away. Then Dedusa brings Reckless to a house of pride. run by Lucifer. Here he meets the 7 deadly sins: pride, sloth, gluttony, luxury, avarice, envy, and wrath. Shortly, Sense-Joy recognizes Raycross as his brother's killer and seeks vengeance in a duel with him. Raycross ultimately wins. Medusa asks Raycross to spare Sense-Joy's life, but Raycross is too deep into his own rage and pride to hit her. In desperation, Medusa helps Sense-Joy escape to the underworld to heal. When Sense-Joy attempts to have his way with Una, she cries out and is heard by nearby fans and sailors. The woodland spirits arrive and freedom Sense-Joy away, then take Una to their home. Seduced by Una's beauty, the fans and sailors begin paying obeisance to Una. Una immediately describes these actions as false worship. So, the 7 creatures turn their adulation to Una's donkey. Eventually, the half-human, half-sailor knight, Sauron, arrives, and being also struck by Una's virtue, pledges to protect her. Sauron leads Una from the village of the fowls and sailors in an effort to track Raycross. Instead of Raycross, the two find Archimango, this time disguised as a pilgrim, who claims that the knight Sense-Joy has killed Raycross. Archimango gives them directions to find Sense-Joy. Sauron challenges Sense-Joy to combat, and while they fight, Una runs away. Archimango follows her.
As he is making his way through the forest, Duessa accosts Raycross. They met their stairs relationship, consummating it in sexual intimacy. Raycross is weakened by the encounter, making him easy prey for the giant Agoglio. Duessa prevents Agoglio from killing Raycross, offering herself as paramour to the giant. Agoglio imprisons Raycross in his dungeon and then gives Duessa a magnificent beast steed. Raycross' dwarf assist escapes Agoglio's dungeon to find Una. He explains the situation to Una, who then encounters Prince Arthur, telling him of her plight. Una gains the protection of Prince Arthur and takes him on as her champion against Agoglio. Arthur and Agoglio do battle, with Arthur wounding Agoglio by cutting off his left arm. Duessa attempts to help Agoglio, but Arthur attacks her beat to drive her away. Agoglio re-enters combat with Arthur, only to be dismembered. Agoglio falls to the ground, his body releasing a great gust of air as it collapses. Duessa is placed into the care of Arthur's squire, while Ignaro leads the prince into the castle. Raycross escapes the castle, but is weakened by his sinful behavior. Una takes him back by her side, but seeks to teach Raycross a lesson beginning with Duessa's true form. Una allows Duessa to leave on the condition that she will show herself for what she truly is. Duessa agrees, releasing herself to be lonesome, misshapen creature. Also accompanying Red Cross and Una tells them of his quest for the Faerie Queene. The two knights swear their friendship for one another, exchange gifts, and then go their separate ways. Red Cross and Una then encounter a frightened knight wearing a noose around his neck. The knight has come from an encounter with the creature Display. Red Cross falls to battle Display. Red Cross finds his cave, a corpse littered a bit toward it, which Display has just finished killing his latest victim. Display schemes to convince Red Cross that his sins are too great to bear, and that he should end his own life now rather than sinning even more. Una prevents Red Cross from stabbing himself and must take him away to renew his strength and faith. Una takes Red Cross to the House of Holiness to heal and regain his strength. Humility leads them to Dame Kalia and her 3 daughters. Red Cross confronts his sins, learns the right way, and regains his strength as he undergoes a series of encounters representing his increase in holiness. The training culminates in a vision of the New Jerusalem. He speaks with contemplation, who reminds him that he must complete his earthly quest before he can hope to enter heaven. Red Cross finally battles the dragon that has been terrorizing Una's parents. The battle takes 3 days. On the first, Red Cross wants the dragon's wing, but is himself engulfed in the dragon's flames until he falls into the well of life. On the second day, Red Cross managed to cut off the dragon's tail, but not before being stunned and knocked down under the tree of life. On the third day, the dragon tries to devour Red Cross whole, but the knight is able to drive his spear through the dragon's mouth, killing it.
Una's parents and the castle at large celebrate the dragon's defeat. Red Cross is engaged to Una, but must first complete his 6-month obligation to the Faerie Queene. Archimigo makes an appearance to accuse Red Cross of having a prior engagement to Duessa. Una reveals Archimigo's identity, resulting in his imprisonment. Red Cross departs to the Faerie Queene, leaving Una to await his return and their wedding day.